The bell's already been rung, and they've heard it. Out in the dark, among the stars. Ding dong, the god is dead.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey guys, thought I might crash your little watch party.
I have a question that is the mother of all our questions as a fandom. When will you release the Snyder Cut?
There it is.
Yes.
There it is. It's a hard question. I don't know. What do you think, Henry?
I reckon you should show it.
We're doing it. So get ready.
Oh my god.
Welcome back to News to Astonish, everyone. This is going to be my Zack Snyder Cut of Justice League breakdown video. Before we get started, go ahead and be sure to subscribe, like, and click on bell notifications so y'all don't miss anything. Also, join my Discord. The invitation link is in the description below. I post videos and do live streams daily. So, we just got some more news regarding the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Zack Snyder himself made a promise recently that none of Joss Whedon's scenes are going to make it to the final Snyder Cut of Justice League. That statement in itself says a lot about how different this movie is going to be from the original theatrical cut we saw in theaters. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an amazing film. However, I prefer anything from what we saw in the theaters since the movie didn't meet expectations financially, and it was considered a box office bomb. Despite it making a little over $800 million, that wasn't exactly the goal that Warner Bros. Was looking for. Judging by the way fans are reciprocating from the onset of news that a Snyder Cut of Justice League is coming to HBO Max, it seems like there's a higher demand of the film because we can all agree that Justice League we all saw wasn't the one we wanted. So I have an article here of Zack Snyder vowing that none of Joss Whedon's cut is in the Snyder Cut. Just remember that Warner Bros. Has given Zack Snyder roughly $30 million just to go back in the editing room, film new scenes so he can deliver his cut. Moving on with the article. So here's this article from Superhero Hype. Comic-Con at home may be happening this weekend, but director Zack Snyder ran his own Justice Con virtual panel today to talk about the upcoming Snyder Cut of Justice League. Director Joss Whedon originally came on board the film when Snyder stepped away to deal with a personal tragedy. However, Snyder and his fans lobbied for a chance to revisit the film. Now that HBO Max is committed to making that a reality, Snyder promised that the new cut will be entirely his. "I destroyed the movie before I used a single frame that I didn't photograph," said Snyder via discussing film. "That is a effing hard fact. I'd blow the effing thing up." Additionally, Snyder shared a brief clip of Henry Cavill's Superman in his black costume as he visits Batman's butler, Alfred. The clip hasn't been officially released yet, but it has popped up on Twitter. I do have a clip of the black suit Superman right here, and I'll play that for you now.
See how you see that kind of charcoal in the cape? It's just that little.
Assuming you're Alfred.
Snyder also noted that there may be a legal issue with calling the revised cut Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Snyder insisted that is the name he wants to use. The name of the movie as Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's the name we all want. It's the name we all working on, said Snyder via Heroic Hollywood. It's legal reasons that restrict it, but we are trying to rip that out. According to Snyder, the final runtime of his cut will be 214 minutes. He also indicated that Ray Fisher's Cyborg will also be making more of a prominent feature in this version. A teaser for the Snyder Cut may drop during next month's DC Fandom on August 22nd. Zack Snyder's Justice League will hit HBO Max in 2021. What do you think about Zack Snyder's latest comments? Let me know in the comment section below. Honestly, I was surprised on how bad the movie turned out to be when I first saw it in theaters. Originally, I had high expectations about Justice League because of Joss Whedon's takeover of the film. And he's the one that filmed The Avengers, the very first one that came out back in 2012. So from a story standpoint, I thought that Joss Whedon would be able to deliver a great film. I guess even notable great directors can't turn a movie around given the state the DCEU was in. And mind you, this was before Warner Brothers has decided to revision the DCEU. And that's why we're seeing great movies pop up ever since that revision, like Wonder Woman, Shazam, and Aquaman. All of those were fantastic, fun, lighthearted, and not dark and gritty films like the previous films have been. And speaking of dark and gritty and tone overall, you can tell by watching the original theatrical cut of Justice League that tonality wise, it was all over the place. If you've ever seen any Joss Whedon films or projects or anything like that of the sorts, you can tell that Joss Whedon has a lot of humor, and he throws in a lot of humor and jokes into his movies. And Justice League was originally positioned as this very serious, dark, and gritty tone kind of film, as you know that Zack Snyder has a way of filming his movies. He has a certain style. If you ever watched The Watchmen, cinematography wise, it is a great looking picture, but yet it's still a dark and gritty film, just like he positioned Man of Steel to be kind of a dark and gritty film when the character is more of like a hopeful, bright, all-American way kind of character, and there's no dark and gritty elements in his comics. I mean, there are comic books that are like really dark from Superman, but for the most part, Superman is supposed to make you feel hopeful. He's a bright character. And going in this, you can tell a lot of the edits happened. You can tell where the edits happened, especially with that god-awful CGI mustache, that removal that they did for the film. You can tell where the edits were done. You can tell what scenes belong to Joss Whedon and what scenes belong to Zack Snyder. So my point I'm trying to make is, this is my only major concern, is if we're going to get a Snyder cut of the film, is the whole movie going to shift to a different tone? Meaning, will it go back to what it was originally intended to be, which was dark and gritty? Because knowing Zack Snyder, we're going to be getting that kind of a film, and that's what I'm worried about. Now, I'm not saying to lower your expectations or anything like that. You guys have the right to be excited. Hey, I'm just as excited as you are, and just as much as the next guy. I'm just saying, I think it's perfectly normal to have these concerns, because this is what could have been kind of type of scenario. And we're about to find that out once the Snyder Cut releases on HBO and Max next year. We've already gotten used to seeing light-hearted toned movies in the DCEU, just like Shazam, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. There were some dark elements in those movies, but there were definitely a lot of lightheartedness in those movies, because those movies were written really well. Especially Wonder Woman and Aquaman. I really enjoyed those films. So that's my only concern. Technically, Man of Steel kicked off the conception of the DCEU. Since the revision, the movies have been their own thing, even though they are connected. But honestly, it's better for each of the films to be their own thing, because it's been well received for the movies to be focused on the character stories rather than the bigger, vast universe. But you go on ahead and let me know, what do you want to see in the upcoming Snyder Cut of Justice League? We already have confirmation that we're getting a lot of Darkseid in this cut. And what do you think of the title Zack Snyder's Justice League? To me, I think it does it a ton of justice, no pun intended, because of Zack Snyder's personal family tragedy, of which he had no control over. So I'm glad he took the time he needed to bereave, and now he feels the need to do the audience justice by giving us the film we deserve. And I, for one, am happy that this is happening, and so is everyone else. So go ahead and post your comments down below, post your theories, share your thoughts, share your hype. Let me know if you're excited about this film, at least the Snyder Cut version. Tell me, what are your thoughts about the film being called Zack Snyder's Justice League? And what are your expectations of Zack Snyder's Justice League? As always, thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And I will see you all in the next comic panel.